So today we're actually going to be talking about a Republican named Schmidt, who actually said that rape is a perfect opportunity for a female no matter what age. Okay? So I remember when I first read this article and I'm like, opportunity? What are you even talking about? Wait, rape, opportunity. Wait, what are you even getting at? What are you even talking about? All right? So this lady was given a scenario, okay, and I'm gonna have a picture up somewhere over here, and I'm even have the her response to it on the screen as well, okay. So she was given a scenario because this is about anti-abortion, okay. And she was given a scenario which was saying, okay, you have a 13-year-old female who gets raped. What You're anti-abortion, so how would this work? She's 13 years old. What is your response to it? All right. And she says, it is a shame that it happens, but there's an opportunity for women, no matter how young or old she is, to make a determination about what she's going to do to help that life be a productive human being. So what she is saying is, I don't care if you were raped and it was just some random Joe off the street. I don't care if you were raped and it was incest. I don't care if it was consensual sex. I don't care what age you are. I don't care how young you are. I don't care what you were wearing, what you look like. I don't care. At the end of the day, your ass got pregnant, so you're going to have to deal with it. That's what she is saying. And it's an opportunity for you to, one, be better and develop and grow, because motherhood, everyone wants it, right? People are clawing their ways to get this, right? So you need to be better and grow as a mother, okay? And you also need to, develop this human being and make them a productive citizen for the United States of America. That's what she's saying. That's what she is saying. I don't care anything else. All I care is about what your actions are now going to be. All right. Now, this is insane. Okay. This is insane. If you have someone who had an unwanted pregnancy and they're like, okay, I'm not fit to be a mama. I don't want to be a mom. I don't want to have to deal with that. That just isn't something I want to do. You're saying, I don't care. You have to have the kid. This is what your life is now going to be for this kid. You're now going to have to do it. I care about the kid only until it actually comes out of you. Once it comes out of you, I don't care anymore. But when it's in you, that's all of my business. And you have a lot of that. That's all these people that are pro-life. All these people want to be in your business. All these conservatives as well. And this is the problem that we have. This is also a problem that we have because we do have a two-party system that is allowing for this kind of stuff to happen. If we had a third party like other countries that have multiple parties, we only have the two. And obviously that's not working, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. All right. But this is my thing. And it's like, you're saying she now has to take the responsibility. And you may have some people that are like, but the man has to pay child support. Let's be real. Okay, because I know it's not like if you making, let's say, $50,000 a year, you ain't paying no $3,000 in child support. You're not paying $4,000 in child support. Okay, because you just can't do that if you're only making $50,000 a year. So who's paying for diapers? Who's paying for clothes? Who's paying for daycare? Who's paying? Just for time. Time is something you can't buy time. Okay? Who's paying for time? That the woman has to get up, the mother has to get up in the middle of the night, multiple times a night, losing out on sleep. Who's paying the bills, electricity, gas, car notes, mortgage, rent? Who's paying for all of this stuff? Because we live in a system, we live in a country where this whole system is, we want to stop you from getting an abortion, so you can't do that, okay? We want to make it so you can't do that, all right? So we want you to have this kid. Once you have this kid, and we also are not going to pay you that much And if you don't have a job where your health care is tied to that employer, then you ain't got any medical insurance unless you're low income, which is keeping on with this whole system of let's just keep you guys down at the bottom. Okay, let's not make it so because if you guys make too much money, we're taking away the health care. But also, if you're making too much money and you're not at a job where you get dental, medical, vision, you don't have any insurance, and you're gonna have to pay for it over here, which is very expensive. All right, but I'm gonna get back to it. So we live in a system where I'm gonna force you to have this child that you don't want. All right, even though we could do some male birth control, but we don't want males to be on birth control. We barely want to wear condoms because they're too tight. Oh my God, I know, heaven forbid. So you want them to have the kid. Then they have the kid. Now they're left with a whole host of medical bills, all right? And then you say, well, you got to go back to work in a couple days, if not a week. Well, can I get some maternity leave or some? No, we're not doing that. And obviously it depends on what job you have. But we're not doing that. We're not, no, it's not going to be a state law, okay? It's not going to be, a new amendment or any of that. We're not doing any of that, okay? All right. So you're just going to have the kid, and then now you're going to have to go back to work as soon as possible because you need to be a productive citizen. You can't be doing that if you're just sitting at the house with your kid, okay? So now we're going to make you go back to work, forget postpartum and all that stuff, right? So now we're going to have you go back to work. You may not be fully healed, and now you got to pay somebody else to watch your kid because you don't have that. And then, the first few months, really, I mean, that's where you bond the most with your kid. And they're saying, essentially, I don't care. I only care when that kid is in your stomach and in your belly, but I don't care once it's out. Once it comes out, I don't care. They ain't got shit to do with me. All right. And that's what they're doing, and you're putting all this responsibility on a woman or just a female in general, who may be underage. So it makes me wonder, it really begs the question. We're having all these, kind of laws and rules, anti-abortion, all these people having all their opinions. So what's to happen with the male besides mediocre child support that they may be doing, okay? What's to happen? So what if this was an underage person and they got, raped? Are we now going to say, well, you have to have the kid, so pretty much, yeah, you got raped, but yeah, that's not really a big deal. What we care more about is you actually having this rapist kid, or, if it's a consensual thing, this unwanted kid, all right? So it makes me wonder, are you guys going to arrest these guys who are raping these underage girls? Are we not doing that anymore? Are we? Because I know, I watched this whole little video. It was about like police evidence and whatnot, and like how you have like rape kits and stuff like that, okay? And they were like, yeah, a lot of these rape kits, they were like blowing the dust off of this stuff because it's just been sitting there and no one has looked at it. They're like, oh, we're understaffed. We just don't have enough people. And so you have a whole bunch of people that have been raped, assaulted, whatever the case may be, and you haven't done any research, you haven't, ran any tests or anything. So these people are still out there walking around. No charges have been brought up on them just so they could do it to the next person. So, I mean, is this even going to be a big deal then? If someone takes advantage of somebody, whether they put a roofie in their drink, or, maybe someone underage, or whatever the case may be, and I'm referring to the more serious stuff, not necessarily unwanted pregnancies at this point. But are there going to be any kind of repercussions? Or is it just going to be like, I mean, that happened. Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, you got pregnant, but, oh well. I mean, would you even persecute the other guy? Would you persecute him? What would be the point now? Because you're saying this person did a bad thing and you're pretty much rewarding them by saying, yeah, and now you're going to be granted with the son or daughter. That's insane, and I just feel like this whole thing is just a downward spiral. And this is where I really feel like women. And hey, if men want to join in and help out, that would be, I mean, the more people, the merrier, okay? But at the end of the day, women need to start focusing in on women, all right? Everyone is so focused in on all these different communities and all this other stuff. None of that matters right now, okay? And I'm referring to, everything else, gender, whatever you're coming from, citizenship, whatever. I don't care, okay? We're talking about right now, all right? We're talking about right now. You are a female. You have a vagina, okay? We need to be banding together. I don't care if you're white, you're black, you're Asian, you're Hispanic, you're Indian, you're Native American. I don't care, okay? We all need to be banding together. Put your differences aside. Oh, well, but this person doesn't call me she the... I don't care. I don't care if whatever religion you guys may have that's different. I don't care whatever kind of pronouns, whatever you guys may have that's different. Who cares about that? The bigger issue is this. We are at war, okay? We have people who are trying to take something that is natural, the woman's body, and control it, okay? That is what we are having. That is what we are dealing with. Not, oh, well, her hair looks like this, so I don't know if I could work with her. Or, man, she too light. Or, man, oh, I don't like her forehead. Or, man, I don't like the way that she wear her clothes. Oh, man, I don't like the way... I don't care. The problem is this. We have people who are trying to take away rights from women. Okay? Something as simple as your reproductive health. Okay? We have people who are trying to make it so that you will have a kid no matter what the situation or circumstance is, if you do not want it. Okay? They're not putting any pressure on the male. They're putting it all on you, the female. Now, what we have to do is we have to band together. Now, what exactly is that going to look like? I'm not really sure. Could you do some striking? Yeah, but I don't know how well that's going to work in the current times that we have. I do feel like we need, whether it be, celebrities or influencers or whatever, who have a large audience, to gather females together, and we all try to come up with something so that we can, combat this. I don't know, maybe it is some kind of strike. Maybe it's not necessarily a protest. Maybe it is some kind of strike. I don't know, I'm speaking crazy now, where maybe it's something where it's like, okay, well, all women, since we don't matter, I mean, that's what you're saying, you want to control us, well, let's all not come to work then. Let's all just not go to work for, I don't know, 5 days in whatever your respective job is. Whatever that may be, I just feel like you need somebodies, who have a large audience to really pack it in there. Get people to join. Hey, we're all going to meet here. If you got 2 million, 5 million subscribers or viewers or whatever the followers, whatever the case may be, and you say, okay, we're going to meet here, or hey, we got some kind of forum for, XYZ. I just feel like we really need to look at the bigger picture. Okay, everyone is so focused on, and this is something that kind of irritates me a little bit. People are so focused on the little things, the little tiny things, that you don't realize that your government is taking away something that is completely natural to you. What's next? Say, well, yeah, we control the women's bodies. Let's control them and not let them vote again. I mean, all we're doing is taking steps back. We need to seriously focus in and be like, okay, let's get this stuff going. Like I said, if males want to join into and be allies for that, that's even better. Okay? But we need to bond. We need to form a union of some sort. We need to go get together. And we need to put our differences aside. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Well, she's wearing black today and I want her to wear yellow. So I don't care. I really don't care. All right. So we just need to form something. All right. And so we could get this going, because at the end of the day, people are voting, both sides, red or blue, it's the same crap, really. When the red's in power, they get shit done. Okay. They get things going through, because you got a whole bunch of people conservative again, things going through. All right, and you may say, oh well, that's not necessarily true. Fine, maybe they don't get them all going through, you know, whatever kind of legislative things they're trying to get through. But then you have the Democrats, because they're, you know, they put on that clown face, like, yeah, I'm your friendly neighbor, you know, I'm your friend. Hey, I think just like you. And they are even worse, in my opinion, because they deceive you to think, okay, yeah, I'm going to be doing this for you, but I'm really not. Meanwhile, you got a Republican who's telling to your face, I'm not doing anything for you. So you got the person that's telling you to your face, I'm not doing a dang thing for you. Meanwhile, you got the other guy that's saying, I'm going to do everything for you. I'm going to get $15 minimum wage, right? We're going to get that done. Universal health care, we're going to get that done. I'm not making this up. They said all this stuff, and you don't have any of that. All right? So that's the problem. You have one that's being very deceptive in what they're doing. You got one that's straight up telling you, I ain't doing it. All right? Why would you vote for any of these? This is also why I said you need a third party. But at the end of the day, we need to band together. We need to form some kind of union and really just band together. You know, stop thinking that, you know, these politicians are your friends, because they're not. Okay? Sorry to break it to you, they're not. Stop thinking that they're your friends. Stop thinking that they're going to have your best interests in mind, because they are not. They're not. You guys are nowhere near in the same tax bracket. All right? It's not about, it's about class at the end of the day, and that's really what that is. But that's my thoughts, and those are my opinions on it. I definitely would like to know what you guys think about it. Were you shocked to hear that this lady said this, or were you kind of like, yeah, I was kind of just waiting to hear it out loud? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it, and until then.